Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatham, to the sincere believers, the hopefully elect. So, back in the news with more wartime events. And as you just saw in this opening clip right here, rallies across Yemen denounce U.S. bombing. And as you saw, they look about 100,000 plus deep out there. So this is pretty much what they're saying, that this is the largest gathering protest that's ever occurred in their country. And given the gravity of the times that we're in and the events that are taking place worldwide, that they're not broadcasting on the U.S. airwaves. This, of course, is an occasion for war, according to the scriptures. And these nations, they're tired of They're tired of the so-called white man. They've been seeing what's going on in the land of Gaza for the past, almost 2 years now. And they see that it's a blatant genocide. They see that it's a land seizure. Nothing more than a colonial takeover, as these Edomites always do. And the world is responding. The world is seeing what's going on. And the world is in an uproar. So they out there saying, we don't care. Let it be a major world war. Now, this is the point where Esau has driven the nations. He's pretty much driven them to the point of, what else do you want us to do? What else do you want from us? We don't have anything left. Esau goes around, he takes everything, he robs, he spoils, he removes the landmarks, destroys the people. Then he just wants more and more and more. See, really what he wants is your soul. That's really what Esau wants. But he's such a covetous devil that he can never have enough. He can never be satisfied. And this is the same thing of what led to ancient Rome being destroyed. Because see, when you go into the history of it, ancient Rome was also oppressive. See, ancient Rome, all the nations that they went around conquering, they took until the nations that they were over didn't have any more to give, and they still wanted more. So eventually it came to the point where it was like, you know what, F this. We going to war against the Romans, all right? And they played it cool for a while, played it for a while like they were still under Rome, like they were still with them. Then the time came where once they got strong enough, once they built up their armies, once they got their game plan together, that's when they struck. And that's when Rome and the West fell. And the same thing is going to happen in these times, man, because this devil Esau, he ain't going to stop. We can start off in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So these visions, these prophecies which were spoken of old, these things are coming to pass in these times, and you have the prophets on the scene to make these visions plain upon tables, to give the proper understanding, the breakdown as to what's going on with these world events, and plugging it in to biblical prophecy. And the only way that you can do that is if you follow Yahushai, okay? Is if you believe upon Yahushai, because ultimately the testimony of Yahushai is that of prophecy. Okay? Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's Esau. The soul which is lifted up in him is not upright. See, Esau, he don't have a righteous bone in his body. He may try to put on a front like he's a righteous man, but at the end of the day, he's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He's the devil. So he can't do right. Even the scriptures say that if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. So even if he does do something so-called good, which is not in him, he doesn't want to do it. All right. Verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Where is this man at? He's all over the earth. He's in everybody else's business, meddling in other nations' affairs. He does not keep at home. And I believe what this man has over, matter of fact, we can just do this real quick. How many military bases does NATO and the EU have overseas? Let's see what pops up on this. Yeah, check this out. The U.S. military has 128 military bases in 52 countries and territories as of February 2025. In 2023, it says that they had 750 military bases in 80 countries. NATO has nearly 3.5 million troops stationed across Europe. All right. So these devils are all over the place. You see by these numbers here that they keep not at home. They're all over the place. Really, the only place that these Edomites are supposed to be in is in Mount Seir. But they not there. In Mount Seir, you got Ishmael up in there. So where the hell is Esau, man? Well, he's all around the earth. He's in everybody else's affairs, bombing people, stealing resources. Because he's the damn devil. He can't help himself. Right? Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. And is this man not as death? Everywhere he goes, death follows him. Right? Whether it be disease, whether it be him directly putting you to death with the sword. All right? Perverting your people, which also leads to death. Giving them his perverse philosophies, his way of life. All right? All this Moism. That leads to death, man. So all the ways of Esau lead to death. It is not profitable for a prosperous, healthy life. That's why the scriptures say that he is as death and cannot be satisfied. Again, he's all over the place. And no matter how much this man get, he always want more. What more do you want? You got the whole earth. You got all the resources. You got all the power. What more do you want, E? Well, again, he wants your soul. See, he wants to be the Most High. That's really what he wants. And that's why he's always on this quest to continue to conquer, man, because he feels like no matter how much he gets, he always wants more. And even down to this day, you got the same mindset here in Babylon the Great. You might hear people say, oh, I don't want to settle. Or, you know, I don't want to, I can be doing so much more. Okay, well, you know, that's not a bad mindset to have when it comes to the truth, when it comes to serving the Lord. But these people have that mindset towards worldly stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're not satisfied with a 6-bedroom house and a 5-car garage. You want a damn, 10,000 square foot mansion. You see, that's the mindset these people have, man. That's because they're under the devil Esau. His mindset is that he can never be satisfied. And this is why the nations are mad. This is why they're angry. Because they just want to be left alone. They just want to do their own thing. But this devil, you see, every time he always come around, he always wants more. All right? Esau set it up and say, hey, we need 5,000 this week. The next week, this nigga come back, talk about we want 10,000. You give him 10,000. You know what I'm saying? The next week he come back. Now this nigga want 20. And it's like, hold on. Y'all, like you're bleeding us dry. We don't have nothing left to give you. And Esau's like, well, figure it out. So at what point do you expect people to just continue to go along with your bullshit? See, the time comes where, I'll just say this. It ain't so fun when the rabbit got the gun, man. Okay? I'll just say it like that. Read between the lines. Basically meaning that These nations are preparing to rise up against this devil, man, because his oppression has gone too far. See? But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what he's attempting to do with this NWO. All right. He wants to be God over everybody. So marvel not when you see this right here. And it's not the only place. You know what I'm saying? They're protesting all over the world. Okay. It's not just in Yemen. They protesting in Europe. They protesting in Africa, Asia, you know, North America, South America. It's protests all over the world. When you go to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, it tells you exactly that. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, pertaining to the prophecies, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Now, uproars is in reference to protests, you know, civil wars, seditions against the government, you know, things like that. And these things are happening all over the world. So when you see these things, right, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, what, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things pertaining to what again? Prophecy. What was spoken of aforetime by the prophets are coming to pass in these last days. Because this is where we at. Spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And see, this is the end of Esau's world, pursuant to 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So all of these events you see taking place, the uproars of the people, you know, all these wars raging, more wars to come, disease, earthquakes, this is all a sign of the end of Esau's world and the beginning of the world of Jacob, the Israelites, starting with the elect. All right. So now when you go here, this is from Dabu. Something really big is coming. France to issue survival guides, Trump's warning to Iran. Let's check out Dabu real quick.
Hey guys, Dabu 7. We got some things brewing here on the world stage. And it looks like Europe just wants war with Russia. For no valid reason whatsoever. They want war with Russia. Even though Trump is trying to strike up a peace deal and all this stuff, Europe and Zelensky seem hell-bent on kicking up a major war. It's been war, and Russia's been winning it. But now the United States wants to back out, pull out of it, potentially leave NATO. Europe kind of flipping out, saying, okay, we're going to try to do this on our own. And we got a few things happening here that signal that they're serious about going to major war with Russia, which nobody really wants. Leading the pack here is Macron in France. And he is stating that he is going to release invasion survival guides for all their people. So they're telling everyone and planting the seeds that Russia can potentially invade. And that would obviously only be as a repercussion of them advancing this war in Ukraine, because Russia's made no indication that it wants war with anyone. They feed natural resources into Europe every year and every winter. And Russia pretty much keeps Europe alive. They stop from freezing to death because of all the resources that Russia sends them. That's why I say the world is a stage. If Russia really wanted them dead, they'd just cut that off. And they'd be done in one winter. Well, France is also telling everyone to leave Iran immediately. So it looks like this whole thing is going to center around Iran here. The UK also saying that they're ready to send their special forces into Ukraine, into the front lines. Zelensky saying that the US is being influenced by Russia. And then also not wanting to agree to any of the real peace deals.
And see, that's that division within the house of Esau. All right. These Edomites, they've been having it for a long time, but it's at a height now. You see, to where Europe, they want to continue this war in Ukraine, and America under Trump is like, we're ready to pull out because America understands that they got other fish to fry, if you will. See, they got bigger issues to worry about than Ukraine, which is a lost cause. But so Trump is now like, hey, look, if NATO want to fight Russia on the Ukrainian front lines, go ahead and do it. But America ain't going to be there. That's pretty much the message that he's sending to Europe. This is why now, if you look in the news, Europe is pretty much preparing to do their own thing without America backing them. All right? Because now what? America's looking to go on several other fronts. Okay, they're looking to deal with Iran. They're looking to continue to support Israel in the so-called Middle East. Now they got to deal with Turkey jumping ship, potentially coming up against them now, joining the BRICS. All right, they got to worry about China, North Korea, all these other nations, man. So America's like, look, we have to, and then they got to worry about the homeland. All right, which part of that is a miss because these devils, the elites, they want there to be chaos on American soil, and they already let sleeper cells through the border. So it's really only a matter of time before things really get hectic, like Mad Max out here. All right, but the point is, they're looking to start off these other wars, man, and that's why these nations now are talking about conscription, which is a military draft, because they understand the military might that they have now is not enough. It's nowhere near enough to fight as they are currently. So they're gonna have to force young men into these wars. All right, that's what they're already doing in Europe right now. You know what I'm saying? UK is prepared to bring forth a conscription order. They've been doing it in Ukraine since the war started, just grabbing up young men off the streets, throwing them on the front lines. Okay, NATO has been fighting in Ukraine since the beginning, and now that Russia knows this, because they found French soldiers on the Ukrainian front lines, they found German, they found Spanish. Okay, so now Russia is like, all right, we about to end this, all right, because this is going on for far too long, and this is why now Trump is trying to broker a peace deal with Russia. And his European allies are like, what are you doing? Ain't we supposed to be together? Like, isn't this supposed to be the Article 5? Like, if you attack one, then you attack all? Because, hey, pretty much now, NATO is at war with Russia. All right. And Trump is pulling his foot back out the tub. So Europe is on their own now. All right. Then they, of course, are saying that Iran, they don't want Iran to get nuclear weapons. All right. But the whole thing about that is they can't just go against Iran like that, because Russia has already given a warning for America not to touch Iran. All right. So if they do that, they going to have to deal with the whole of the Middle East, the so-called Middle East, Western Asia. All right. Because once they go up in Iran, you already know that Saudi Arabia, they're going to get involved. Russia's going to get involved. China's going to get involved. And it's going to be a World War III scenario right there. All right. But it's very hypocritical how America says that we can't allow Iran to have nuclear weapons, but yet America has nuclear weapons. And see, the whole thing about that is America has to control the narrative and the scenario. See, because if they allow Iran to get nuclear weapons, they can't bully Iran no more. They can't control Iran. They can't control the resources that come out of Iran, which are very strategic. So this is why they say, no, we can't allow them to have these nuclear weapons. And if they do get them, well, we're going to have to go to war.
Then also striking facilities after they say that they'll stop. Poland is preparing for a showdown with Russia. They have conscripted every single adult for military training. France giving out survival manuals, Poland making everyone get trained up for war. It doesn't sound like they want peace or are geared up to go that route. And all the Baltic states together, if you don't know, they've come together and they're building a massive defensive line. This defensive line has 600 bunkers, it has tank ditches, dragon's teeth, rockets set up, and weaponry. And then finally, Trump gives Iran a 2-month deadline for this nuclear agreement. A 2-month deadline. Either they agree to it or what? I'm going to say they're going to start striking. It's crazy in the Middle East war scene right now, but it's pretty wild that you've got Trump on the scene trying to spark up a peace deal with Russia, and Europe and them just don't want no part of it. They seem to be the aggressors in the situation. They seem to be constantly pushing for war. So I wouldn't doubt it if some kind of mini nuke.
And it's the Lord that's pushing them towards war. All right? Because really, they don't want to go to war. But these nations now, they feel as though they have no other option because America is pretty much forcing their hand. You know? And when you read in Daniel, it tells you that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord is orchestrating all the chess pieces, man. All right? And we at the point where the Lord is about to checkmate these nations and he about to have them destroy themselves. Okay? And of course, the least of the flock, being Israel, is, as we see, drawing out these other nations to war. Okay? Because really, the small hats are the main instigators, man, to everything that's going on in the so-called Middle East. Okay? They're the ones that's openly committing genocide. Okay? They're the ones that's openly coveting lands. Okay? That's them small hats over there. So you don't think that them nations round about, you don't think they seeing what's going on in Gaza and like, hey, them small hats now, they over there going crazy. We gonna be next if we don't do something about these devils, man. Okay? So they're prepared to eradicate Israel off the map. And it's gonna happen by way of fire. Okay, thermonuclear fire. All right? So Esau, he's on his last legs, clearly.
Tactical nuke or something, strike somewhere. I mean, they're striking deeper and deeper into Russia, and this is why Russia doesn't want to have any kind of ceasefire. He's like, it's just going to let them remobilize. But I feel like something huge is coming. Remember, on that Chinese rover pic map, there's a mushroom cloud coming from this area. One of which, in my book, we haven't seen yet. It would be one for the record books. Will it be Kiev, Moscow, somewhere in between? I don't know. But it really feels like something on this front is coming, something huge. We're in crazy times, are we not? Something big could happen anywhere at any moment, it seems. Join me for the live shows where I'm talking about this.
Crazy times indeed. The end times, all right? That's why it's so crazy. You know? And he's right. Any given day, major events could pop off, you know what I'm saying? And of course, we're coming into we're in spring, coming into the warmer summer months, so this is prime time to get war popping. All right, and that's what these nations are getting ready for. See, they're getting ready for war because just coming out of winter, there ain't really too much going on in the winter time because of the conditions. But when things start to get warm and you can move things around more freely, right, that's when things really open up on the battlefront. So going into the summer months, you really about to see things intensify with these nations overseas, man. All right, going into April is going to be a crazy month with events going on. Okay, believe that. Now, let's go here. Right, because you got this controversy going on right now with the White House. Trump team scrambles to handle fallout from Signal chat assailed as sloppy and careless. All right, so basically what's going on is that there was a group chat all right, with some senior officials in Washington pretty much discussing how they want to bomb Yemen. All right, and this is all in a group chat, and somehow it got leaked and now it's out. Okay, now they trying to deal with the backlash that's come with it. You know what I'm saying? Now this could have been an inside thing where, somebody inside the circle leaked it out, or that, this could just be a case of deliberate exposure to where these devils want it to be known that they want to go against Yemen, so that they can get a reaction from the people to where it incites protest to where civil war erupts. It's all a part of that Hegelian dialectic. You know what I'm saying? These are the times that we're in to where these devils will do stuff like that. But nonetheless, the Lord is exposing everything that's been done in the dark. You know what I'm saying? This is the season of exposure. Okay? In Psalm 64, right? Their own tongue shall fall upon themselves. Psalm 64 and 8. Salakia, you know what? I'm gonna start at 6. Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, and that's Esau, man. See the heart of these devils, man. Right? As we'll read, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See, these devils, man, they continuously search out iniquities day and night. They don't rest, man. They always trying to devise new ways to do evil, new ways to destroy somebody, new ways to go in covertly and take more resources, take more land. That's what they do. Verse 7, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, so the Lord is making their own tongue to fall upon themselves. These devils are exposing themselves. That's why over the past few years you've been having all these whistleblowers come out about the CV-19 situation, about all these war plans, you know what I'm saying, about things that's going on within Esau's government. They're all coming out. They're all exposing all of the smoke and mirrors that have been pulled over the people's eyes for years. All right. So, as it says in Obadiah, the Lord say that he would make Esau bare, that he would uncover his hidden things. And that's what's going on in this time.
This was not only violated all procedures, but if this information had gotten out, American lives could have been lost. The Houthis had this information, could reposition their defensive systems. So I want to get a little more information about this. Director Gabbard, did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not, are you denying, Matt, will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not TG on this group chat?
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security Council.
Because it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
As the White House previously
stated, is it classified or non-classified information on this text?
I can confirm.
Director Radcliffe, were you on the group chat?
Senator, I was on a signal messaging group.
So you were the John Ratcliffe on that chat?
I was.
Thank you.
There was no classified material that was shared in that
So then if there was no
chat.
classified material, share it with the committee. You can't have it both ways. These are important jobs. This is our national security.
Esau's through, all right? Infighting. Their government is falling apart, man. See, these Edomites don't even trust each other. See? So we get the point on that, right? Iran. Iran warns against attack as U.S. warships move closer. So, hey, you have U.S. warships that's in the Persian Gulf moving towards Iran as a threatening posture, all right? So again, America continues to escalate these war tensions overseas with these nations, man. And again, why is this happening? Because the Lord is about to bring in the end of Esau and the heathen nation. This is the time of the end of the Gentiles. Okay, so the Lord is manifesting their end through these miraculous works, man, through rousing these nations up. When you read in Joel the 3rd chapter, it speaks about proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare for war. Okay, we can just read a little bit of this. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has asserted that no nation would dare attack Iran. His comments come amid increasing tensions in the Middle East as the United States strengthens its naval presence in the region. Newsweek has reached out to Araghchi and the State Department for comment. Araghchi's remarks highlight Iran's stance on deterrence and its rejection of direct negotiations with Washington. Meanwhile, the U.S. has escalated its military posture in response to ongoing conflicts involving Iran-backed groups. These developments add to the already volatile dynamics of the region. Okay, so America got a lot to worry about. Okay, they also got to worry about Taiwan. China's been building up their military presence around Taiwan to be prepared to go against America on the battlefield. So these devils have a lot going on. All right, the beast has a lot going on. All right. Also, this right here. Check this out. Greenlanders are angry and confused over unwanted U.S. visits. So we know a few weeks back, Trump was pretty much in the news. Well, really, when he first came in, he was talking about this, talking about taking Greenland from Denmark, which is a part of NATO. All right. So now you have the U.S., showing up in Greenland, and the people of Greenland are upset, and they're like, wait a minute, what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is America doing over here? So now they know this guy Trump, he ain't BSing, that he's serious. He's really ready to take Greenland from his own allies, man. And this is why Revelation 17 and 16 is so profound right now, because the beast is hating the whore. Okay, Revelation 17, Salakia. And verse 16, and it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," the 10 horns go into NATO and the EU. Okay, this collectively makes up the beast system. All right, these shall hate the whore is America, Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn it with fire. How is this gonna happen? See, these the whore's allies are gonna turn, and they're gonna shoot ICBM nuclear missiles over to the land of unwalled villages, and this place is gonna be a lake of fire. All right, so America is gonna be betrayed by its own allies, man, and it's because of things like this, amongst the other rhetoric that's being spewed out of America at this time. Okay, pulling out of NATO, not supporting their allies. All right, so America is making enemies at every turn. And see, the thing is really good for us, because that means we about to get out of here. But for these Edomites and for these other nations that are over here, it's very bad for them. Okay, it is. Look, it's over. America is over, man. See, for these Edomites, the time of their reign is over, man. It's up. All right, you don't have no hope. See, it's about to be very bad for you Edomites, and you don't understand how bad it's about to be. All right, you about to experience terror like you've never seen before. Your own people are about to turn on you, man. All right, Esau is a house divided, and as Yahushua said, a house divided cannot stand. If Satan be divided against Satan, how then can his kingdom stand? And that's these Edomites, and it's all the Lord. This is all the Lord's doing. Revelation 17 to 17, "For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will." So whose will is being fulfilled? Is it that of Trump? Is it that of NATO and the EU? Is it that of Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un or any of these other leaders? Are they doing their own will, or is it the Lord's will that's being done? Showing you that there's no free will. Okay, because you going to do what the Lord put it on your spirit to do. You see? There is no I'm make my own destiny. No, you were put here on this earth to fulfill a certain lot. Okay, and that's now what people are finding out. That, really you have no say so in what's gonna happen. See, the Lord determines all things. For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Bashmil Shai shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, and that's America. Alright? So the words of Yahweh Bashmil Shai are about to be fulfilled, man. And this also goes into the uproars of the people around the earth. Right? So Trump is doubling down. All right. Greenland says coming visit is act of aggression. So what does that mean? If it's an act of aggression, that means that now Greenland and Denmark, now they feel threatened by America, right? And they're supposed to be allies. They're supposed to be working with each other. Visit is an act of aggression as Trump doubles down on pressuring self-governing Danish territory.
It takes courage to step into big shoes.
Yeah, we ain't gotta do all of that. Yes, you pretty much get the point, Esau's kingdom is falling apart. The world is rising up against this devil. And we about to head into some very serious, crucial times. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, as I was edifying through the Rakah Kadash, call Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, Bashim Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect. Kom Yashala, Wa Bible Ball. Shalom.